one can actually identify you. One can actually tell that this is where you are coming from. So now, what is your root and your origin? Your root and your origin is where you came from and where you are originated from. So when I'm talking about your root and your origin, I am directly pointing to your parents. Follow me carefully. I am directly pointing to your parents, not just your parents, not just your immediate parents that gave birth to you. I am directly pointing to your like to your ancestors. Let me put it that way. To your ancestors, your great grandfather, your great great grandfather, your great 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 grandfather. Those people that contributed to your existence are your origin. You originated from them. Like the Bible say that honor your parents so that your days will be long. Hmm? When the Bible said honor your parents your days so that your days will be long, the Bible is not the Bible is not actually referring to your immediate parents, your immediate mom and dad alone. Mm-mm. The Bible is referring to all those people in your lineage that contributed to your existence, ranging from your fifth generation forefather, your fourth generation, third generation, second generation, fifth generation, to your grandfather and your immediate dad. So, but what do you do today? You see you see your ancestors as evil. You see them as demon. When you go to church, you fire prayers against them. You fire prayers against them. The same people the Bible is referring to you to honor so that your days will be long, because we are originated from those people. If you check very well, you will find out that maybe a husband and a wife that are dark in complexion may end up giving birth to an albino. Now you start wondering, is it that the wife did something with an albino without the husband knowing? No, the wife did not do anything. The wife did not play any away match. So if you trace it down to the lineage, you will find out that there was somebody in that lineage, maybe the fourth generation grandfather or grandmother, or the fifth generation grandfather or the grandmother, or maybe the third generation grandfather or the grandmother may be an albino. So the chromosome of that albinism became activated in this particular child of this present generation now. The albinism chromosome has been in your gene, has been in the gene of the lineage, ranging from that fifth generation grandfather. But the other chromosomes of other complexion has been suppressing it. But at this point now, it became activated in this present generation now of this child. That's why you have that ability. So those people that contributed to your existence, those people that contributed to your genetic characterization, your genes, those people that contributed to your blood group, the blood group you carry today, the genotype you carry today, those people that contributed to you having blood, you having flesh, all those people that contributed to, get to securing all those land that you are dragging today, the land you built your house, because that land does not belong to your dad directly, except the one he bought with his money. The land you are dragging today passed from generation to generation, generation to generation, inheritance. Your great grandfather inherited, your grandfather inherited, your dad inherited before it now got to your hand. All these people in your lineage, in your generational lineage, are your parents. But you neglect them. When you go to church, you start firing prayers against them. You start firing prayers against them. That is why when you encounter a little problem, nobody can stand for you spiritually. You come out and you say, Jesus is your Lord. Jesus, where is Jesus from? You come out, you say, Saint Joseph, pray for you. Saint John, pray for you. Saint Anthony of Padua, pray for you. You are saying Saint Anthony of Padua, not Saint Anthony of Aba, not Saint Anthony of Uganda. Where is your country? Not Saint Anthony of Nigeria. Anthony is not a name anywhere in Africa. Anthony is not an African name. Let's say, for instance, the name of your grandfather is Okonkwo, or the name of your great grandfather is Okafor, or maybe the name of your great great grandfather is Okorie. You neglect calling Okorie the answer of your village. You mention the name of your village, your community, your kindred. That your traga, he should pray for you, he should intercede for you. You neglect calling Saint Okorie the answer of your village, that he should intercede for you in the sight of God. You neglect all these people. You fear, rather you fire them with Holy Ghost fire. Now you neglect your own ancestors that are so dear to you, that know your problem more than other people's ancestors. You neglect them and you are calling on other people's. Check how many mountains you crossed, how many rivers, how many miles you crossed to go and be calling other people's ancestors from another nation, in fact, from another race. Can't you see yourself? Can't you see yourself? That's why when they throw a chair on you, it will get you. When they throw Ishiabuku on you, it will get you. When they throw Wabashu on you, it will get you. When you encounter a little problem, it will weigh you down spiritually. Why? Because there is no, you have neglected, you have cut off yourself. You have cut yourself from your root. You have cut yourself from your root. When you cut a branch or you plug a leaf from the stem, automatically you have disconnected it from the root that is giving it life. When you cut a stem from the root, you have disconnected it from its source of life. That is something you are doing to yourself. You are cutting yourself away from your roots, from your source. Your ancestors are your source, whether you like it or not. Not Virgin Mary, not Jesus, not Anthony of Padua, not Saint John, not Saint Mary's, not Saint Anthony, not Saint Nicodemus. Huh? Those people are not your ancestors. So. Those people are not your ancestors, my brothers and my sisters. Return back to your roots. Return back to your roots and honor your ancestors. Honor your parents so that your days will be long. My people are perishing due to lack of knowledge. So now that is, by the way, your symbol of identity. What are your symbol of identity? Your symbol of identity lies in your culture. Yes, your symbol of identity lies in your culture. Now, what is culture? Culture is people's way of life. That is, those things, as in the kind of lifestyle people live, those things you see in people that identify them, those things you see in people that, without being told, you know that this person is from so place. Now, what are these things? The kind of food you eat. That is, by the way. Now, your religion, the kind of religion through which you worship God. The kind of religion through which you worship God, the kind of clothes you wear, the kind of language you speak, the kind of name you answer. Follow me carefully. Follow me carefully. Now, religion is geographically centered. That is why the Europeans are Christians. The Arabs are Muslims. Now, the Asians are Buddhists. That is the Asians, the Chinese, the Koreans, the Japanese. These people are Buddhists. The Europeans, European continents, they are Christians. The Arab are Muslims. Only Africans search for their own God in another man's land, another man's religion. That's why you see an African man entering flight to go and pray in Jerusalem. You see a man from Congo or from Uganda or from Kenya, a man from Nigeria or a man from Ghana entering flight to go and pray in Pool of Bethesda. Calling another man's ancestors. St. Paul, pray for him. St. Joseph, pray for St. Anthony of Padua, pray. What happened to your own ancestor? What happened to your deceased father? What happened to your deceased grandfather? What happened to your deceased great-great-grandfather? Can't you have sense for once? Can't you have sense for once? My people perish due to lack of knowledge. What is your problem? What is your problem? Now, you now come to name, the kind of name you answer. Now, you see an African man now, okay, for instance, you see an Igbo man naming his son, Patrick, as a name. Oh. Then him answering Martins as a son name, which is Patrick Martins. Why? Why will you answer Martins as a son name or Patrick as a son name? Now you now name your child Patrick, and his son name now becomes Martins. Now Patrick Martins. Is Patrick a name in Africa? Is Patrick an African name? Okay, let's say, okay, you just name him that name based on you want to follow the, like you want to follow the footstep of your colonial masters, those that colonize you. Because why majority, 90% of Africans are Christians is because Europe colonized them. Like I told you, religion is geographically centered. Your religion, the area of the place you are originated depends the kind of religion Europeans are Christians, Arabs are Muslims, Asians are Buddhists. Had it been China colonized Africa, Africans would have been Buddhists. Had it been Japan or maybe Korea colonized Africa, Africans would have been Buddhists because Asians are Buddhists. Had it been Arabs colonized Africa, Africans would have been Muslims because Arabs are Muslims. But it's because Europe colonized Africa. That is why Africans are being Christians. But Christianity is not our originated religion. Christianity is not our originated religion. Now you now answer a white man's surname, an European surname, because Europe colonized you. Why not return home? Why not return home and accept your symbol of identity? Why not accept your symbol of identity? Why will you answer Martins as a surname? Now you now name your child Patrick. So your child now answer Patrick Martins. Is Patrick a name in Africa? Is Martins an African name? Do you know that if anything should happen to your child anywhere, somewhere in another continent, he will be lost forever? This is the same way our forefathers lost their roots. They can't trace their way home. Because during colonization, during slave trade, the slave masters used hot iron to customize their name on their body. If a slave master buy like 100 slaves and the name of the slave master is Martins, he will use hot iron and write Martins on their body. They now answer the name of the slave master. From there, they begin to answer that name as a son name. By so doing, they can't trace their roots. They can't, when they start giving birth, maybe after those ones must have died, their children can't trace whether they are from Ghana or whether they are from Congo or whether they are from Nigeria or whether they are from Uganda. But seeing their black skin, they know very well that they are from Africa, but they can't trace their actual root. They can't trace the exact part of Africa, the exact country in Africa where they came from. This is